It's the time of year. It's the most wonderful time. No, it actually is not the most wonderful time of the year. Do you know there's a time of year that I don't think is the most wonderful, and it's right now? Did you know that?
Halloween time?
Hate it.
Stop it.
True. True, true, true.
What?
Okay,
Why?
there's a couple reasons. I was the girl, so we didn't celebrate Halloween. My family's from
Okay.
the Caribbean. My parents grew up Pentecostal. Halloween is not a holiday we celebrate. And
It's like
so,
worshiping devils, isn't
right,
it? Yeah.
exactly. And so literally when I was in elementary school, when there was a Halloween party, I'd have to go to the library, which is okay because I like to read. At the time I read a lot, but that's how I'd spend it. There was one other girl who didn't, and for a little while too, and I'd see her there. But yeah, so there's that. But really, and it's fine. Like I've dressed up in my adulthood, not like the sexy whatever, but
Oh,
not having any
Roxanne
of
and the
that.
bunny.
I
Got
think I
it.
dressed up once for jazzercise. I dressed up as a throwback jazzercise instructor. And
Love
have
it.
I ever told you this story?
Uh-uh.
Okay, because I thought it was gonna be great. Okay, so I thought it was amazing, and I got like the what is it, the unitard that's up the butt and
Yes.
everything. And I
Yes.
went and I got like leggings and I got leg warmers and I get up and the headband. I get up there to teach like okay the Halloween class and everyone's there. First of all, leg warmers are freaking hot. Okay, doing jazz's class and leg warmers is a bad. I had to take this off. But the worst part was this: I got because I got the jazzercise like unit. What do they call it? Unitard?
A
Not a
unitard.
unitard, is it? Okay.
Or a
I
leotard, I
A
guess.
leotard. I got it from an instructor who'd been teaching back then. She still had it, so it had jazzercise
Oh,
literally on it. Okay,
yeah.
but here's the issue. I wanted to match it. It was like a burgundy, it's like a grapish color and like this navy blue. And I wanted to match it. So I got brown leggings. Well, you know what
Okay.
color my skin is?
Brown.
So, right. So when you turn around and you're wearing these brown, shiny leggings that look like your skin tone, it literally looks like your ass is out.
So you're wearing a thong in your jazzercise class.
So literally, I'm like, yo, I can't turn around. I'm so sorry. And so I'm like, I wouldn't turn around the whole class because I'm also up on a podium, like on a stage. And I'm like, I am not showing this huge, it was in this like gymnasium auditorium, like gym. I'm like, I am not showing like on my butt. I am so sorry. Yeah, that's my story.
Roxanne. Why didn't you go with yellow? Like I was thinking yellow or my brown
I
leggings.
don't know. I don't know. And then what I really don't like about this time of year is um the fact that I don't like scary movies. And I think it is actually triggering an emotional and abuse that I'm sitting here watching TV shows, having a good time, and they throw on a scary commercial with no warning about some scary movie. I hate
I
that.
cannot stand that. So, guys, I love scary movies. I love this time of year. I'm the complete opposite of you. I don't actually dress up though, but if I am watching like a show and a nice show, having a good evening, and they pop in Megan or some creepy little girl out of nowhere, like, no, you ruined it. I'm going to turn it off. I wasn't in the mood.
I'm right there. And they've been doing that lately. And so I start singing. Scott's like, what do you do? I'm like, I gotta get it through the movie. I close my eyes and I'm like, because I don't like that stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning,
Roxanne
everyone.
doesn't like Halloween,
I
so
don't. I know
that's
it's
why she's always singing Christmas
the
tunes.
most what thank goodness Costco is with me and they're already doing like Christmas all the way. Okay. So if you need to get
Oh,
your Christmas tree, your Christmas gifts, your all the things, they're out there at Costco.
I do. We're not bringing our Christmas tree with us here to Nashville, so I need a new tree.
Yes, you do. Well, Costco has them. Um I'm glad we started with the highs and the lows of this time of the season because well, I should also need just a quick shout out. The day we're recording this is the day the new NSYNC song fully dropped. So if you haven't listened to it yet, better place take a listen. Okay. All right. Love you NSYNC, mean it. Have my tour now so I can go through times. Okay, so I've been having a lot of conversations lately.
Yeah.
A lot of them with when I like with people in different aspects of the network marketing direct selling industry. And when I say that, I don't only mean my clients. I don't I also mean like the corporate side of things. I just came back from a convention, had so much fun in Dallas for where I was at the pharmacy convention, and I did like focus groups and stuff with them, but also talking to top leaders in companies that you are who are listening are with. And overall, the sentiment is times be tough.
Yeah.
Typically when there's a lag in the market, well, network marketing shoots up. But we have this thing called, if you listen to RoxTalks podcast, I've called it the lockdown, right? 2020 had such a big surge for people who are in direct selling and the companies that they have not had an opportunity to, like, when everything goes up, what is it? It's like
what
physics.
Goes up
What
must
goes
come
up
down.
must come down, right? And so I feel like the down is so much grander because the up was just so quick.
Skyrocketed up. It's like, do you feel like right now it's kind of trying to balance it out? Like it's like whoop, and we don't have the support to continue. So it's like,
yes, someone said,
on?
and I thought it was great. Like, this is the pruning season for network marketing.
Yeah,
Pruning
that's
off. Don't you feel
literally
that?
what was going on in my head. Yes, it's like the people who were in it to just make quick money did great in lockdown. Cool, awesome. Now it's like, are you in it for real or not?
And the people who joined thinking that really is it, oh my gosh, it is get rich quick, are having a reckoning of, do I want to do this if it's work or not? And I think the people who were there before are forgetting what it was like before 2020. And so it's like you have this amnesia. You don't remember anything before 2020, and you're having a hard time as well too. Problem with that is this is a belief industry. It is so reliant on your belief. And we're not going to sit here and be like, okay, if you just believe, if you have some positivity, it's all going to work out. I'm not saying positivity is a bad thing. I'm just saying that I'm not going to sell you that.
Thing.
Yeah, it's not the only thing. Got to put a motor behind that positivity. Okay. All right. Your shit does stink. Okay. Anyhow, so I got the song in my head. But so I think it's good to talk about in like real talk. And I will say, I'm hearing some people like, oh, times are hard, but my way is the way. And we're not really here to tell you our way is the way. We're just here to give you some real world, like if you are looking to make money right now, and really most people in the world are looking to make money. When you say even those who don't work married someone who made money for them, so they don't have to make money like everyone.
We do need money when it comes down to it.
Makes the world go round. World go round. And so if you're finding that, I guess the first thing I would say is actually, this is not a time to think, oh my gosh, network marketing, all those things people say about it, like they were right.
It's dying. Oh my gosh. Like, I think we're still going to stand with our stance. We did that. Is network marketing dying earlier in the season? And we're going to stick with our stance.
Yeah, we stand by that. It is not dying. It is
dying.
Pruning. No,
it's pruning. It's changing. It's coming. We all had to adjust after we left the house and took our masks off. Network marketing is doing the same thing
in a big way. And so we've talked about, well, let's dive into the what to do. Okay. So like, I guess I want you to know, like, if you want to make money in network marketing, if you're like, I don't want to give this up. I love the environment. I love the people. It's done things for me. I love the product. Heck, these are the things we're going to give you. And honestly, this is not something we're just going to talk about one and done, because I think that would be short-sighted, because this is like your time to work. It's pruning season, and pruning season doesn't just mean like we're cutting off the dead weight. It also means that if you are here, you can better yourself and make things happen.
You can prune and evolve. Yes. I like this. I really like this topic. So it's like, we're giving you guys actual tips on how, like, you can make this work right now. We're not just going to come on here and be like, well, post on social media. Social media is so great. Like, we kind of got to go a bit broader today.
We do. And also, I want to invite you to share this with anyone else that you know that's struggling with this. Okay. And I think one of the reasons it's been on my heart, like I've been wrestling, Taryn was like, we should talk about, and we're going to talk about, you'll see it's coming. And something was wrestling with me. And I think what was wrestling me over the last week is the fact that people, okay, let me just take a pause. We talked about MRR recently, and I've talked about it a few times on Facebook or Instagram lives. And
Mm-hmm.
I always look at the clues, or why are people doing this? Why is this thing picking up? And it's because people need money.
Mm-hmm.
It's desperation. I know that half the people who are running around doing it wouldn't be doing it if you weren't desperate, or you felt desperate, like you needed to make money. Your paychecks you're usually getting from your company have gone down dramatically, and you're looking for other ways. And so we want to give you, we can't just sit here and go, okay, that thing is whack, don't do it. We got to give you an opportunity or some options that are options that 5 years down the road you can sleep at night, instead of just saying don't do it.
Yeah.
So number one is this, y'all, if you still want to work your network marketing business, focus on your products. Now, I know this probably goes against a lot of things you hear. Lead with the business, lead with, but the truth of the matter is, do you want dollars in your pocket like the next time you get paid, which some of you is daily, some of you is monthly, some of you is weekly? Then focus on selling the products. Because here's the thing. One of the things about network marketing that can grate you at different times is when you have a team, you can't control other people. You can't control how much they put into their business, whether they decide I know like someone recently who just said, peace out. Like it happens all the time. You can't control that. But what you can control is your relationship with your customers, and you can control the amount of time you put into sharing about the products you believe in. So start there. That will give you an instant boost to your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I
other
like
thing,
that.
yeah. And the other thing about that is this, like, don't get it twisted. People who buy your product can definitely turn into people who want to sell it as well too. But the other reason I tell you to focus on the product is because you see this time and time again, when you're kind of down in the dumps because your check has gone down or your team has been dissipating, you cannot authentically go to someone and say, oh my gosh, you should totally join. It's amazing. I have belief in this. It's done this and that, because your belief is shattered right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which I love that. I love that you can't, because that's integrity. So there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if that's the case, then talk about the thing you do believe in, and you believe in the products. Odds are you're using them on a regular basis. So lean into that and sell that.
So literally prune off what you were doing to build a team right now. That's okay. You can come back to it. Focus on the products. That's very actionable.
I know it's controversial, but whatever. We don't care.
That's what we're here for.
That's right. You want to make money right now, focus on selling those products.
Mm-hmm.
With that, though, it does mean it takes me to the next thing, which is like, okay, it's time for you to really do a time audit on what you're spending your time on. Like literally stop spending your time on things that are not going to directly make you money. Get back to the basics of, you got to talk to people. Yes, you got to check in with your customers, because when you do that, they're more likely to purchase again. Yes, there's more. What other things, Taryn? Because I know that you have a couple.
Gotta send your emails.
Yes, you do.
Probably, AKA you should. I don't like saying should, but show up on social media.
Show up on social media.
And maybe for you, that's posting a story. Maybe for you, it's chatting with some people in the DMs. You can kind of choose where you want to show up, where you know it's going to generate income. But you've got to be doing those things.
You do. And you're probably saying, but okay, if I'm making, there's things that you were doing right now that aren't directly making you money. Like I'm spending all this time on Canva creating things. I'm doing, there are things that aren't making you money. Listen, here's my thing. I'm not saying they're not important to your business. A well-rounded business, whether it's a corporate business or not, has a marketing department, has all these other aspects to it. But if it's something that you don't physically, personally need to do to move the business forward, then you need to outsource it or let it go. So, like, for example, if you are selling product, guess what? You're the one who needs to be talking to the person about it at some point. You are an essential worker. If we go back to lockdown, my sister was an essential worker. You're an essential worker. You still have to go to work. She still had to go to the hospital. They're like, oh, no, you don't have to go. She still had to go. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is your essential work. Creating your social media plan or creating, except for showing up live or DMing people, you can offsource it, outsource it. This is what I'm trying to say. You can outsource that. You can outsource that easily. It's what we do with our clients. That's what we do for our clients. We literally either fully do their social media or Social Templates Club. You get the templates if you do want to spend time on it. But y'all, this is the time to go, listen, let me find a way so that I don't have to be doing that part. So I can go, okay, when I'm selling this water bottle, I know I'm going to make $20 off of every water bottle I'm going to sell. So I'm going to focus on selling this water bottle. I guarantee you, when you do that, the time you spend focused on selling this will make up for the money you're spending to outsource it.
Yeah. And outsource it too. I like to kind of say, you guys, there's so many tools and services out there that make your things quicker. So I know you gave the example of like, we fully do someone's social media, but there's also options out there where, yes, can you get templates, email templates, social media templates? Can you use different AI tools? We're not going to go into that today, but there's other things that can speed up your process because, okay, you need to show up on social media. How can you make it faster and more efficient? Can you repurpose some of your old content that you posted before?
Yes.
Maybe change the background color on Canva, or maybe you posted about something and you did a whole graphic. Could you get on stories and show your face and talk about it?
Yes. Yes.
Be
Ways
efficient.
to speed up that process. That does not mean I'm going to take a full Canva course. And y'all, I love Canva, but there's too much in Canva. If you think you need, like, please don't learn Canva right now.
Yeah, please don't. There is a lot. It used to be so much easier to learn, but now it's a whole tool.
But it's a whole tool. But it also means, like, it might be like right now I'm doing Social Flow, right? And Social Flow is where literally for 3 weeks, people who know they need to get their email funnels going, I really am their accountability and their coach, so they get the stuff done. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So they know in 3 weeks they're going to really get it done, and they're not going to be like, oh, one day I need to do it. Like, literally, it might be that you need a coach or an accountability partner to get the stuff done. That's going to speed up the process so you have it forever. There's different ways to do it.
Yeah. So you can set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. It could be, like you said, templates with social emails. We gave the templates. Can you believe it's almost been a year? I can't believe that, with social emails.
Oh yeah, it has.
Oh,
I'm like, Social Templates Club is more than a year.
But social emails, there it is. And you have the templates, you fill in the blanks like Mad Libs. Y'all are too young to know Mad Libs, but it was a thing, and you're good to go. So use the tools that are going to save you time, like you said, Taryn, speed up the process so you can focus on the things that are make you money.
Yeah. And I think it's safe to say here is, so maybe social media does take you more time, but it results in more connections and sales. So being okay with, I'm going to take my time that I was maybe using for something else, talking with my team, blah, 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 and I'm going to move it over here and not necessarily shrink the time, like give it the time it needs. So that's okay too. You're reevaluating and putting it where it needs to, and assessing, like, does this need more time, less time? Do I need to find something that makes me faster?
Yeah.
Really thinking through it all.
Absolutely. I know we should, like, stop talking to your team. We don't mean that, but we do mean it. You know this. You've heard this. If you're not at a certain level in your business, your time 80% of your time should be spent on your own business, and 20% or less should be spent on fostering your team. Often when we get a few recruits, we want to just focus on them because that's easier than having to get out there and do the income producing activities. So that's a really good reminder, Taryn, to assess that, especially depending on where your team is. And if your team is shrunk, that is a good indication to move over to focus on you growing your own business. The next one is this. We oftentimes when you were talking about when you were being talked to about joining the business, or as you talk to people about joining the business, you talked about multiple streams of income. You probably even quoted Warren Buffett and said, he said, you need to have 6 streams of income. And it's like, this is why you should join. It's another stream of income.
I thought it was 7.
It could be 7,
But
7 streams, 25 streams of income. But then you join network marketing and it's like a whole community and there's all these things and it's a shiny toy. And as a result, did you focus on other streams of income? I'm curious. Maybe it was making more money than the others. And you said, let me just phooey on that one. And I'll come over here. We all do it, right? You focus on the thing, the squeaky wheel. The squeaky wheel might be the thing that's like squeaky because the money's coming out. I want you to ask yourself, how many streams of income do you have? If you have your 9-to-5 business, working 9 to 5, I love her. Or that and your network marketing company, or that and your sugar daddy, those are still only 3 at best. 2, 1, depending on what you have. There's at least 4 or 3 or 4 more that you can be providing for yourself. So I think we should talk about some of them.
Yeah, I would love to hear some of the ideas because this one I'm a little hesitant to, but this is coming from me, a little projector, because I feel like it's like pushing more hustle on people. And I don't think that's what you're doing at all, but it's like, you need to have more, you need to do this. If this one's not working, get another one. And to me, I'm like, that's so exhausting and it makes me want to cry. Like,
well, don't cry. And then that's a good call out. So let me throw out some and you'll see some variety in them and they might be like, oh, that sounds like fun. And remember, we forget when we join network marketing why we joined. And often it's not to be the top dog in your company and make $1 gajillion. I'm not telling you to lean into any of these to a point where you're hustling, to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, now this is the stress. Like, I'm not saying become an influencer because honestly, that is stressful. They are always on. Seriously, they're always on. And if they're gone,
they're always on, and then they're like talking about their mental health, and they're like, "Sorry, I was gone. I had a breakdown." I'm like, "Oh."
But if they're gone for more than like a day, we're like, where did they go? Like, if I don't see a post from one of the influencers I'm checking out, I'm like, where is she? I need some more information. Show me another Amazon haul. I need to see what's going on. What happened to the house?
What am I buying on Abercrombie today?
I know. Come on. Show me the things I don't really need, but I want now. Okay. We're not saying that. One is this. Truly, y'all, there's something purging about this. And I've been doing this now for a few months. My sister told me about it because she's been doing it for years. I'm like, oh, I'll try it. I started doing it. I don't remember when. Anyhow, before the wedding. Poshmark.
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend does that.
Is so funny. So Poshmark is an opportunity for you to take like clothes or really household things or whatever that you don't use anymore. You put them up on and other people buy them. Y'all, it is so easy. If you're a network marketer, this is super easy for you. You'll be like, oh, this is what good technology looks like. And seriously, I'm someone who hates sending stuff. They make it so easy for you because when someone buys it, you literally just print off if you want or use the code for the priority mail. You print it off, you put it in a box, you just put it in the mailbox. You drop it off at the post office. It's so easy. And you make a little cha-ching ching. Like, why not? Like, that one's easy. And what I like about it as well too is it's purging things that maybe you don't need. Now, Scott always gives me a hard time. He's like, if it doesn't sell within a week, we're taking it to Goodwill. Somebody else needs it. I'm like, okay, but let me have my fun. But
I'm the Scott in this scenario. I'm like, let's just bring it to Goodwill.
Yeah, but that's an option, but it can find a home with people. And I've been able to sell some things where people are like, oh, thank you so much. I've been looking for that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So that's one that you could do. And truly, you could work it where you're making. And again, I'm not saying you could go all in if you want to, but I literally just put some things up. Maybe I make $20 a week. And I'm like, that was fun. That's fun. Fun.
Extra $20. I can go get my lunch.
Correct. And when you think about what you're not making in your network marketing business, it might even that out a little bit.
Yeah.
You could put more things on. It just depends on what you have and what you put. So the other one is user-generated content. And I know that's something that you've heard me talk about on my Instagram feed a bit lately. I think there's a lot of misnomers about it. And I think also, again, if you're going through the tension of let me just do this and this might be fun, that's the intention we're putting out there, right? So basically, we think about influence. It's different from influencing. User generated content is basically a company. I always use my Stanley water bottle. Okay. So basically, let's say our Stanley water bottles. Yes. Stanley's like, I need some more content. I don't want to hire like an ad agency and make it look all like, oh, Super Bowl commercial. I want content that feels relatable. So what they'll do is they will hire people, Joe Schmoes, doesn't matter how many followers you have on social media, Taryn Soa, Roxanne Wilson, and you, and they'll say, hey, can you take a picture with your Stanley water bottle? We'll pay you 15, 30, sometimes it's 5, sometimes 100, depending on it, for a picture or video. You do it, you send it off, you get your money. That is what it is.
I like that. That's fun. We were talking about this earlier this week, and so I'm going to be delving into this one, guys. I'm like, oh, I could do this.
Yay! I told you, and I told my sister and my husband. Look at that. That's a fun name, because my sister, because of what she does, she can't, like, she has a private Instagram account, but she always loves doing stuff like that. And she's like, this is a bummer. I'm like, listen, you don't have to post it on your social media. It doesn't have to go on your social media at all.
They just put it on theirs.
Yes.
Oh,
see
that's
that?
even cooler. Yeah.
Yep. And so
I just did some free user generated content for this company last night, and I'm like, wait a second, I need to be rethinking who I shout out on my social now.
Seriously. And what I found too is, I know that when you do it, like, you can put it on your, like, if you love it, you can shout them out and tag them on your page, and that can lead to more direct business. But what's interesting is, I don't remember what's interesting. It was something cool about it. Oh, I remember. If you think about when you go to Amazon, I don't know about you, but I love to look at the reviews. And then it's
obsessed,
right?
It messes with my head.
Yes. And then they have videos, and you're like, how do these, like, they have videos that are kind of like, you'd call them influencer videos. No, those are user generated content videos that they hired people to do and put on there.
Yeah.
And
I do appreciate when it has there, especially clothes, because then you can really see the quality of the clothes, and you're like, that backfired on you. That looks like crap.
But thank you, because you did the Lord's work, so I didn't have to do it. Yeah. So that's one way, and you can just have fun with it. Like, literally, it's about you having fun and just adding extra streams in that way.
I have a fun one.
Tell us.
Walking dogs. Like,
oh yeah,
who doesn't
on
love
Fetch?
dogs? You could do Fetch, Rover. What are the other ones?
Rover. Yeah. You know
that your neighbor
Scott did that during COVID. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
He was working from home, and he needed, like, he had to get there and walk. And I was like, listen, you should just get on Fetch. I'm going to put, whenever it's you should, I put him on. I'm going to put you on Fetch. And he's like, all right, fine. And he did it. He walked a dog 5 days a week, because one of our friends in San Diego, she was walking dogs like crazy during COVID, and he walked like a big old dog, like a Rottweiler. And 5 days a week, he'd walk for an hour, the dog for an hour.
Well, and you guys, even those are runners that listen, people pay you to run their dog.
Yeah.
Go for a 30-minute jog and wear that little puppy out.
So that is another way you can do it. I mean, listen, you could do like Uber Eats and stuff like that, but these I think are less stressful personally.
Yeah, you could do Shipt. Is that what it's called, where you go get their groceries?
Yeah, I think
there's actually another app. So my cousin did this one. I think it was called like Papa's Pals, or you actually, like, people in need can hire you to come help. Like, maybe you bring them grocery shopping, or you drive them to their doctor's appointment, or maybe they need help with dinner. You can kind of pick and choose, and you go help these people who don't necessarily have like a community that they can rely on for help. So my cousin did that for a little while, and she loved it.
That's so cool. See, that's really special. I like that. There's all these different ways that you can get out there, and you know what I like about it too is it actually introduces you to other people and other things. All of these things we mentioned, it's introducing you to different things. The other thing I like about all of these things is it's going to help you with the next thing you can do right now, which is invest in yourself. So even all these streams of income we've mentioned, are you getting out of your comfort zone, or your little zone of you're just focused on your network marketing business and that zone? It's showing you new products. It's exposing you to new people, to new things. and you are going to find yourself. Because I'm here to tell you that this, if you want to make money right now and also sow the seeds for the future, you need to figure out who the F you are.
It's true. No matter what darn business you are in, no matter what you are doing, you need to figure out who you are. And
Yes.
it changes.
And it changes. And especially if you're a woman listening to this, there's something about women. There's so many great things about women. Let's be real. One of the things about us, though, is that we are so focused on caring for the other people in our lives, whether it be our family, whether it be work, whether it be friends, that we forget who we are. We make a lot of compromises and we forget who we are for the good of our circle. That's all well and good. I'm not judging that, but there comes a reckoning. There comes a point in time that you are going to have to figure out who the hell you are. And I see it all the time when network marketers come to me and they show me their social media page. And I'm like, okay, you, not your company, because I know you lived before you joined your company. And yet all I see is your company. Who are you? Yeah. And they start regurgitating these words that are like, clearly I could have just picked up their company's website. I'm like, you're more than that. Figure out who the F you are.
Yeah. What I see in like our back end when people come on with us for social teams and we do their social media, we have them fill out some not extensive, but like onboarding questions. So we want to get to know them. We're kind of taking over their voice and we're help representing them on Instagram. But when I see these forms filled out, like a lot of women, and this is by no means calling anybody out or saying anything mean, they don't know. They don't even know how to answer the questions. Like the question will be like, what are your pillars for social media? What do you want to talk about on social media? My company, my products. What?
Yeah.
No, what do you, the person, want to talk about? Are you obsessed with exercising and working out and staying healthy? Are you passionate about helping other moms read with their kids? Like, I'm just going to throw in some ideas, but like really pulling, what do you like? Not just what do you sell?
It's one of the things, and then I wanted to say, Taryn said, we're not picking on anyone. And it's something that I saw as a jazzercise instructor, because believe it or not, jazz instructor, I was with women who did not know, it is such a female thing, but it's what I love about network marketing. It's one of the reasons that I coach network marketers. It's less about coaching about social media, and it's really about help. And I tell people this all the time. I help people figure out who they are. I help you find your groove so that you can find your voice. And once you find your voice, whether you want to be a network marketer or you want to do your own thing, it gives me such joy, because then you come to life and I see you doing and figure out who you are. And it's a journey. And like you said, with some of our social teams clients, they come in and they're not really sure. And it's really, we work through them and we get, a certain stage. And I'm talking like 9 months in, where I'm constantly saying the same thing. I'm like, okay, but and we're forming their social media based on who they are in that moment. And then the light bulb turns on and they're like, this is what I really care about. This is what really lights me up. I'm like, great, let's lean into that. And that is what we're going to talk about. It's something
like you said. It makes it so easy to show up on social media because you're excited to talk about what you like.
Because it's authentic. And it's what you said. This is something that's across the board. If you are a small business owner, you deal with this, I deal with this, Taryn, you deal with your business. It's a normal thing that everyone has to figure out. But when you join network marketing, because it's business in a box, it almost tells you don't have to figure that out. So you go and go, oh, great, I don't have to think. I can just do what they say. And it's like, no, that's not the case. Actually, if you want to be successful, you got to figure out who the hell you are, or who the F you are, or who you are.
Yeah. And I think back to I used to struggle with this. So people would be like, oh, Taryn, tell us a bit about yourself. And I'd be like, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. And it's like, no. I mean, you are those things, but who is Taryn? Those are aspects of my life. Like, who is the actual being? And I'm like, oh gosh, well, give me a second to rethink that answer.
Exactly.
But ask yourself that.
Yes. And give yourself time. Some of you just naturally, your human design, the answer is going to just drop immediately. Some of you, it's going to take a while and you're going to be thinking a lot of different things. Don't judge that. Don't judge the feeling, but just lean into when it drops and you feel like this is who I am, and then explore that, play around with that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play around with it with you, by the way.
We are.
This is not the only conversation we're going to have about this, because I think there's a lot of depth that goes into figuring out who the F you are. And
Mm-hmm.
the beauty of that is, once you do, like you said, Taryn, it's so easy, but also it makes sense. And as someone who's looking at your social media or talking to you in general, or was in your sphere, it's like, oh, what she's doing, what she's promoting makes sense because I know who she is. And it will help you tremendously. And so we are going to lean into that. We might smatter in other things too. So if you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to help you get through the next 3 months. Happy final quarter, y'all. But we really do want to see you succeed. And so we're going to spend some good time on this and help you out.
Yes, I'm super excited about this. We are going to do a little bit of a series that I've been mapping out behind the scenes for you guys, but we really wanted to shift into like, why are we talking about this instead of giving tips that Google could just give you. We're going to dig deep, maybe make you a little uncomfortable, but have you walk away with knowing who the heck you are.
Yes. And if you finish the series and you don't know who you are, it's okay. You're not ahead. You're not behind. Exactly where you're supposed to be.
Love it.
You look like Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, Maddie keeps calling me that. She's like, I want Wednesday hair. And her hair's like short. I'm like, you can't have Wednesday hair.
No, she can't right now. No. But you look like Wednesday.
My sleep hair, like it's braided like all the way. It's not French braided. I don't know how to do that. To the top so I can sleep. And I'm like, I'm actually feeling this look like I've been going out in public with it.
Yeah, I think it's funny. You're like, I don't dress up for Halloween. I'm like, but you look like Wednesday today. And it's
Thanks,
Friday.
Great. Wah,
wah. What is going on in Nashville, Tennessee?
Okay, guys, we got an apartment.
Yay!
I think the last time I left you, I was going to look at them. We looked at a lot and we found the one.
The one? Like she's the one.
What? She's the one. This apartment is a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Like I had an option of one that was a little bit cheaper and it was still nice, but it wasn't as updated. And then I had one that was like the top of our budget, but literally tearing. Like it had everything I wanted. It looks the way I want. And I like kept going back and forth and wrangling with myself. And I actually applied to the cheaper one and someone had beat me to it by 30 minutes. I couldn't submit. And I was like, that's my sign. I'm going with the other one. Even though that cheaper one ended up opening back up the next day. I was like, no, I'm taking that as a sign that
it's serendipitous. It's serendipitous. Yeah. How do you get to a point where you don't even have to go back? Like one was Taryn, one wasn't, and you were going to go with one that wasn't. It's just an existential question. How do you get to a point where you don't even like fret, even though the one that wasn't you is less expensive and you're like, you know what, this is what I'm meant to be?
How did I get there?
No, you didn't get there. What I'm saying is, how do you in the future, like you had to have a sign where it's like the universe, whatever, took it away from you.
Yeah, I did. I know. I think it's I'm not to the point where I always fully trust that it's safe to go for what I want. You know, or it feels, I've always in my family, I'm the one who's a little bit too much, or I do everything way different. I homeschool, I run a business from home, like I do things a lot differently. And so that kind of came up with the apartment search too, where I'm like, is this too much?
Yeah, that's a manifestor thing, the too much thing. So it's funny that's your wound. I am looking forward to the day where you tell a story like that and you're like, this one was Taryn and I grabbed it. I didn't care if there were ones that were cheaper. This is the one that was me. You named one Taryn.
So now I know.
Yeah.
And I knew when I was looking online, I was like, that's the one, baby.
You knew. You felt it.
Yeah. And fear. I mean, there's always fear, especially with money. You're like, gosh.
100%. 100%. I'm beginning to think about a home as a place where it's like, do the splurge. Love my car. I've had it for a while. Scott wants me to get rid of Max. I love me some Max. But I should have gotten the sport engine and I didn't. And this is like 10, 12 years ago, maybe. But when I'm like, no, I don't want to spend the extra, blah, blah, blah. I should have gotten the freaking sport engine. Why didn't I get the sport engine? But you think in the moment you're saving money, but really, do I want to be like Leadfoot Louie? Yes. Why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
And I think about that with a home. It's like, yeah, it's an extra fill in the blank, but you're going to be living in it and using it every single day.
Right. My vibe, because you guys, the cheaper one, the office didn't have a window. And I was like, oh, well, I can get lighting. And no, after living in this hotel that we're in, it's week 2. We don't really have like a
You have one
view.
window, I'm
I feel
guessing.
like I live in a cave.
Yeah.
A cave.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for you.
so interesting. How about you? What's going on?
So what's going on? I just came back from Texas. Anyone who knows, I lived in Austin for 15 years, went to Baylor, but I was not in those areas. I was in Dallas. So I did not ignore you. If you're like, you didn't tell me you're in Austin, I wasn't. I was in Dallas for a conference for pharmacy, and those beauty influencers, they just make me so happy. I love them. So it was exciting to see everyone. And Sumalid, it was so good to see you. She listens to the RoxTalks podcast. She's in the community. And she came up. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's so freaking cute. I'm like, I can't even. So it was fun to get in there, to get out there and to travel. And, I love all that stuff. So that was good.
This is your first conference this year. Like last year, I feel like you had so many, and this year, like,
this is one. I'm like, okay, all right. And then also Scott got word that he now can work from home. So he is none too pleased, and it starts on Monday. So pray for Baylor and I, because we now have to transition back to him being home all the time. So,
and it sounds like maybe he needs to reopen his Fetch account.
Oh, that's
go walk a dog.
Go walk a dog. I'll be over at my gym working there a little bit. No, I'm so glad that he's home though. It's going to be good for us. What else is going on? Golden Bachelor started yesterday. Bachelor in Paradise started. Golden Bachelor was so good. If you haven't watched it, y'all need to watch it because it was so good. And it's only an hour. It's quick.
I've been watching Love is Blind, the season 5. I didn't realize it came out, so I was watching it.
Oh yeah, it came out last week. And the next set of, how far did you get?
There's only 3 episodes out, and I think I'm on number 2.
4 more. There's 4 episodes out, and now 4 more just dropped today.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like you know what I'm doing this weekend.
You better text me, because I gotta tell you, I don't like this cast. I think this on the levels of Love is Blind. Yeah. Season 1 is always the best because Cam and Lauren. Season 4, so right? And season 4, this last one, amazing, right?
So good.
Then season 3, the Dallas season with the cuties. Then season 2. Chicago was a dumpster fire.
Chicago, God, I was so excited for that one. That one took a turn. But this one, I'm not far in, but Johnny, I'm like, oh, girl,
problematic as all can be. There's more problematic.
I don't know why I have such bad relationships, because you're crazy.
Did she dump dude yet? She dumped dude, and then dude dumped her. So now she's talking back to the other dude
number 1, and he hasn't made a decision, but I'm assuming he's going to propose.
Okay, so you have to message me, but I have to say this.
Okay.
When she dumped dude, she literally was like out the door. I'm like, this is not hurting you at all. She's like, peace. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, if you want to talk about Love is Blind, y'all, you can message me at RoxTalks because I love to talk about that. We will see you later.
See you next week.
Bye.